Hey guys, it's Fanatic Guide, and today's video, this is going to be a review of the upcoming Minecraft 1.13 update and the 1.14 update as well. But there are already snapshots out for 1.13, so I have the snapshot, but I downloaded it, but it wouldn't let me make a backup of the folder. I meant world save. Okay, so starting off as general additions, data packs. They are like resource packs, but they are for loot tables, advancements, functions, structures, and recipes. They can be changed from world to server side. They can be used by placing them into the world or server file. And it is also possible for use to use multiple data packs, or none at all. And data packs are going to be .zip files or folders with a pack.mc meta in the root. See the following. Something or other. I don't quite know. Tutorials in creating a resource pack. Number pack.mc meta. The packs are located in world data packs. I'm guessing that's in the folder where all the other stuff is. The structures will load from world generated structures namespace file, and that will be an NBT file, and that will be before checking data packs. However, this directory shouldn't be used to distribute structures. Instead, move the files into data packs. They are reloadable using the command /reload. The structure is pack.mc meta, data folder containing a namespace folder determining the namespace of its contents. A namespace should only contain the following symbols: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, the whole alphabet, plus a dash and an underscore. Inside the namespace folder, there can be folders for functions such as loot underscore tables, advancements, structures, and recipes. Oh, whatever. New options, FS, meaning full screen. The resolution for that. It'll be used to change the resolution. It is an option in the chat settings to toggle automatic command settings. It is default on. Otherwise, it's defaultly on. Can otherwise hit the tab to bring them up. Otherwise, there are options when editing a world to make a backup and open the backups folder. And there are new blocks. The trapdoors, buttons, and pressure plates are now made from all 6 types of wood. And now there's a pumpkin block without a face. And to make it have a face, you just take shears to it. It's that simple. And then you'll get 4 seeds. And then there are new commands. There's a new command UI when typing commands in the chat. There are different components of commands, and they will be displayed in different colors. Errors will continue to be displayed in red without having to run in the command. An NBT argument in target selectors. A new command parsing library known as Brigader. Specific commands /data is a command that allows the player to get, merge and remove the entity and block NBT data. Slash data get block. That is what the command is. Position. Well, actually, it's pause. And then path scale. I'll edit it into the video. It'll return the NBT data from the block at pause as its result. If a path is specified, a path can be specified to only retrieve that NBT data, but this is limited to numeric tags. An optional scale can be provided to scale the number retrieved. Slash data get entity target path scale. I'll edit all the commands into the video. It'll return the NBT data from one target entity as its result. If a path is specified, a path can be specified to only retrieve to only retrieve that NBT data, but this is limited to numeric tags. An optional scale can be provided to scale the number retrieved. And of course, slash data merge block position NBT will merge the block's NBT data at the position will be with the specified NBT data. Why am I getting things confused? Slash data merge entity target NBT. It'll merge the entity NBT data from the target with the specified NBT data. Merging the player NBT data is strictly prohibited. And slash data remove block position path. It'll remove NBT data at the path from the block at position. Slash data remove block position path. It will remove NBT data at the path from the block at the position. Slash data remove entity target path. It'll remove the data, NBT data that is, at the path from one target entity. Removing player NBT data is strictly prohibited. Data paths look like this, such as foo.bar or a crazy name.baz. Foo.bar means foo's child called bar. Foo 0 means element 0 of foo. Quoted strings may be used if a name of a key needs to be escaped. Examples of old commands. Slash entity data target is now slash data get entity target. Slash block data position NBT is now slash data merge block position NBT. Examples of new functionalities. Slash data get entity at E, meaning the entity, type equals pig, limit equals 1, saddle 2, and data remove block 17, 45, 34 items. And of course, slash data pack, which is a command to control loaded data packs. It has the following subcommands. Enable, which will enable the specific pack. There's a name to it. You can type that in. Disable, you can type the same name. It'll disable the specific pack. List, available or enabled. It'll list all the data packs or only the available slash enabled ones. Data packs are enabled by default, but if you disable them, you can re-enable it with these commands. Enable. It'll enable the specific pack, putting it in its default position. Enable first. It'll enable that specific pack, putting it before any other pack, which would be the lowest priority. Enable last. It'll enable that specific pack, putting it last in the highest priority, enable before existing, will enable the specific command putting it before the lower priority of the existing pack. Enable after existing will enable the specific pack, putting it after the higher priority existing pack. And now as for items, an item form for bark blocks for all 6 types of wood. That's basically self-explanatory. An item form for petrified oak slab, the old wood slab that acts like a stone slab. An item for smooth quartz, smooth red sandstone, smooth sandstone, and smooth stone. An item form for red and brown mushroom blocks and mushroom stems. A debug stick to cycle between different block states, and left clicking cycles through states, right clicking cycles through values. Shift clicking will cycle through the states or values in reverse order. And now onto the changes. General changes. The flattening. Numeric block metadata completely phased out in favor of block states. Split, merged, created, deleted, and renamed a lot of blocks, block states, and items. Blocks and items previously deferred because of damage value have gotten their own ID. For example, white wool instead of wool 0. That makes more sense to me, because just type in wool, then you don't know what the heck you're typing in next. Then damage has been moved to the tag and is only used by tools and armor. Maps use a map tag. Files and commands no longer use data or set data. Structures do not run an upgrade path for this. To update your structures, load them all in 1.12, then update to 1.13 and save all the structures again. And now for crafting. Custom recipes are now loaded from data packs in data / namespace recipes name.json. Turning off the vanilla data pack will also remove all recipes. Creative inventory. Because of the flattening, certain blocks and items have been moved around in their respective groups. For example, the purple block is now after obsidian. Mushroom blocks, farmland, and grass path are added to the inventory under the decoration blocks group. Additionally, blank firework rockets are added to the miscellaneous group. Of course, death messages. Add a death message for when the player is blown up by a bed, the nether, or the end. Player was killed by, let's say, intentional game design. Let's say clicking on intentional game design opens a link to MCPE 28723. Of course, statistics are being updated. Of course, other game library updates to LWJGL3. Loading or creating a world shows the percentage of the loading stages. Preparing spawn area now shows as a loading stage. And of course the blocks. The upper limit of the block ID has disappeared. Blocks which used to have no bottom texture, like repeaters, comparators, torches, etc., now have a bottom texture, excluding the redstone wire. Flicking a lever now displays redstone particles. Blocks with a collision box now have matching bounding boxes. The affected blocks include anvils, cauldrons, hoppers, fences, iron bars. Glass panes, filled ender portal frames, vines, lily pads, stairs, brewing stands, and pistons. Sticky pistons also included. Updated the collision box of anvils and hoppers. It doesn't affect blocks with a collision box smaller than their model, such as soul stand and snow layers. Beds now require a block below it as a support. Previously, this was only required when placing the bed, and the block could be destroyed afterwards without the bed being destroyed. Chests and trap chests can be put directly next to their double variants instead of requiring one block between them. Shift right-clicking a chest or trap chest next to a chest or trap chest respectively will not make the two chests or two trap chests combine into a double chest or double trap chest, and placing pumpkins and fence gates no longer requires a block below them, and silverfish infested blocks will now break instantly no matter the tool. Bark can now be crafted. 4 logs in a square yield 3 bark. And of course, commands. The general changes include commands and functions are now much faster and more efficient. Most commands are now more case sensitive. Lowercase is preferable wherever possible. For example, the command is no longer allowed. Scoreboard objectives. The O, J, C, I, the second E were all capitalized. That will no longer be allowed. The objectives would have to be all lowercase. The output signal of a command block used to be its success count, but now it's result, the command UI. There's a new prototype for the command UI. And of course, functions. Functions are now completely parsed and cached on load. This means if a command is incorrect for any reason, the player will know about it on load. And of course, specific commands /advancement removed /advancement test in favor of entity selectors. /block data removed in favor of /data. /clear. The syntax of /clear has changed from /clear target item data count NBT to clear target item count. And of course, /clone, the syntax of clone has changed from /clone begin and destination filtered force move normal block data to /clone begin and destination replace masked force move normal. And clone begin and destination replace masked force move normal block data will become /clone begin and destination replace masked force move normal. So in other words, they're making it much simpler. /default game mode and /game mode. It'll now only accept string IDs, not shorthand or numeric. /game mode 2 will become /game mode adventure. /default game mode SP is now /default game mode spectator. Those are just 2 examples. So if you're wanting your default game mode to be creative, you just type in /default game mode creative. And so you just don't wonder which game mode you're in. Just like I said, much more simpler. Of course, /difficulty. Slash difficulty value now only accepts string IDs, not shorthand or numeric. Slash difficulty 2 is now slash difficulty normal. You can type in easy, hard, or peaceful besides normal. And slash difficulty P is now slash difficulty peaceful. And you can now query for the current difficulty by using slash difficulty without any arguments. Of course, slash effect. Jeez, why are there so many commands? I'm gonna do all this later and edit this. Okay, I'm back. Let's go back to the slash effect plan. I just got back from a good FaceTime talk with Matomatic, and the syntax of slash effect has been split off to avoid ambiguity. Slash effect entity effect is now slash effect give entity effect. I don't get why they did that. Slash effect entity clear is now effect clear entity effect. I never use those commands anyway, so giving an effect will now fail if it didn't actually do anything. Some mobs are immune to effects such as the Ender Dragon. I would assume the Wither as well. And stronger existing effects prevent new weaker ones. And of course slash enchant removed in favor of slash modify item. Of course slash entity data removed in favor of slash data. Slash execute. The syntax of slash execute has been split off. Modifier subcommands can change how the command is run. Modifier subcommands can change how the command is run. Slash execute as entity chained command executes a command using the entity but does not change the position. Slash execute at entity chained command executes a command using the position of entity but doesn't change entity. Slash execute offset position chained command executes a command using the position of pause. Slash execute align axes chained command executes a command after aligning the current position to the block grid, rounding down axes if any combination of x, y, or z. For example, x, xz, zyx, and yz. An example, x equals negative 1.8, y equals 2.3, and z equals 5.9. Using x will become x equals negative 2, y equals negative 2.3, and z equals 5.9. So in other words, it'll round up to the nearest number. X equals 2.4, y equals negative 1.1, z equals 3.8. Using xyz, yxz will become x equals 2, y equals negative 2, and z equals 3. Conditional subcommands can let you prevent the command from running at all, such as slash execute if unless okay. Block position, block chained command executes a command if or unless position matches block. Slash execute if unless blocks begin and destination. All masked chained command executes a command if or unless the region between start and end matches destination. Execute if unless entity chained command executes a command if or unless entity exists, returns one or more entities. Execute if or unless score target objectives, all that crazy stuff. Source objectives, chain command, executes a command if or unless. Target score relates to scores, score based on the chosen criterion. As replacement for stats, a new subcommand score lets you store the result or success of a command somewhere. Result is the result of a command, which replaces these old stats, affected blocks, affected entities, affected items, query result. Success is how many times the command was successful. This is usually 0 or 1, but if the command split up, for example as at A, meaning all players, then it may become more than 1. This replaces success count. The value will be stored when the full command has finished executing. If a command isn't successful, meaning the success is 0, result will always be set to 0. It will be made clear when or what the expected result of each command is. /execute store, result success, score name, objective chained command. The value is stored into the scoreboard under name and objective. The objective must exist, but unlike with /stats, you don't need to set an initial value for name. /execute store, result success, block, position, path, byte, double, float, int, long, short, scale, chained command. The value is stored in the NBT data at path of the block at the position as a byte, double, float, int, long, or short. And of course, it's the same command, but on the target path, the value will be stored in the NBT data at a path of one target entity as a byte, double, float, int, long, or short. Data paths look like this. foo.bar, which is a crazy name. foo.bar, like I said, means foo's called a child bar. And foo0 means element 0 of foo. And of course, quoted strings may be used if a name of a key needs to be escaped. Examples: /execute store success score at A, foo run says hi. /execute says at E, type equals pig, or any other entity at S, store success entity at S, saddle byte 1 if entity at P, distance equals something. You can chain all subcommands together. After every subcommand, you need to write another subcommand. When you're done with chaining subcommands, run lets you write the actual command to be executed. / is no longer allowed before the command. Execute as somebody at somebody run. Execute as somebody at somebody run says hi. Example of old commands: /execute at E, detect stone 0 says stone is now /execute as at E at S if block stone runs say stone. /execute at E, detect grass 0 summon pig is now /execute at E if block grass run summon pig. /execute at E, say hello is now /execute at E, run say hello experience. Say hello. Now on to experience. Slash XP is now an alias for slash experience. It's now split up into 3 different subcommands. Slash experience, add player's amount. You can add different points or levels. It'll add the amount of either points or levels to the target players, and it'll default to points. Adding points can cause players to level up as usual. Negative numbers are supported to subtract points instead. Subtracting points can cause players to level down. Slash experience set players amount, points, levels. Sets amount of either points or levels on the target players. They'll default to points. You cannot set more points than their current level allows. When changing levels, the points will stay at the same percentage as the previous level. Slash experience query player, points and levels returns either the number of points or levels given on the given player, and of course slash fill. The syntax of slash fill has been changed. Slash fill, begin and block data, replace. Of course, replace block, replace data is now slash fill, begin and block, replace filter. Of course, slash fill, begin and block data, destroy, hollow, keep, outline, replace. MBT is now slash fill, begin and block, destroy, hollow, keep, outline, replace, basically omitting the MBT. Okay. Of course, now moving on to slash function. Slash function no longer accepts if or unless entity arguments. This has been moved to slash execute. Slash function foo if at E is now slash execute if entity at E, run function foo. And slash game rule. Slash game rule no longer accepts unknown rules, custom game rule. You can use functions or scoreboards as replacements with no loss of functionality. Existing custom game rules will just not be accessible. Only built-in rules will be available. Value to slash game rule are now type checked. Giving a string if it wants an int is a very obvious error. Slash give. Of course, we're moving on. The syntax of slash give has changed. Slash give players item count data NBT is now slash give players item count. Of course, slash kill a target will now be mandatory. Of course, now slash locate. The y coordinate is now returned as 64 instead of question mark. The result of the command used by slash execute store will be the absolute distance to the structure. And now slash particle. The parameters argument has been removed. Instead, the parameters for particles like block can be specified right after the name argument using the new block argument slash particle block polished granite 00001. Particle names have been changed, and now slash play sound will tab autocomplete custom sound events, and now slash replace item. The syntax of slash replace item has changed. Slash replace item block position slot item count data NBT is now replace item block position slot item count. And now slash replace item entity target slot item count data NBT is now slash replace item entity target slot item count. The slot argument no longer requires a slot. So for example, slot hotbar 1 is now just hotbar 1. And now the scoreboard. And of course, /scoreboard had data tag removed from its commands in favor of the MBT argument in entity selectors. /scoreboard player tag and /scoreboard teams removed. They have been replaced by /tag and /team. /scoreboard players test has been removed in favor of /execute if unless score. Entity selectors and /scoreboard players get target objective. And of course now, set block. The syntax of set block has changed. Set block position block data mode NBT is now set block position block mode. /stats has been completely removed, now part of /execute. It is not a direct replacement. The behavior is changed. It's now per command instead of per entity or per block. There's only result of success, which covers all the old stat types. And of course, /stop sound. Asterisk can now be used instead of source to stop all sounds with a certain name. And now /tag. It replaces /scoreboard players tag, and it keeps the same syntax. /tag players add tag to players. /tag players remove tag to remove tag from players. /tag players list to list all tags on players. And of course, /team. Okay. It replaces /scoreboard teams, and it keeps the same syntax as that, and it has team /add team as display name, team empty team, team join team and members, team leave members, team list, team options, team option value, and test for block, and test for blocks. They've been removed, and they're now part of /execute. And now toggle downfall has been removed. It's been always used to stop rain. It was introduced in version 1.3 when commands were introduced to make the single player commands mod completely useless. And in version 1.4 they introduced the /weather command. And you can type in like weather clear, weather rain, weather thunder, whereas toggle downfall, you never know what it's going to be. And of course, /TP and /teleport. /TP is now an alias of /teleport, much like /W, /MSG, and /tel. Coordinates are now relative to the executor, as with all other commands. The syntax of /TP remains, but with the behavior of /teleport. But they're practically the same command. So, /trigger. The objective is a new syntax as a shortcut for /trigger objective. And now /weather. If you don't specify a time, it now defaults to 5 minutes. And previously, it was random. And now argument types. Target selectors. More error handling has been introduced. Arguments may now be quoted. Things like limit equals 0, level equals -10, game mode equals purple are not allowed. There's no longer a minimum and maximum values. They're not separate values. They instead support ranges, such as level 10 is level equals 10 is level 10, level equals 10 dot 12 is now level 10, 11, or 12. Level equals 5 is anything level 5 or above. So on or so forth. Level equals dot 15 is anything level 15 or below. The arcane shorthand names have been renamed. M, game mode, L or LM, arrow level, R or RM, distance, RX or RXM, X rotation, RY or RYM, Y rotation, C is the limit, X, Y, Z distance, X rotation, underscore in there, Y underscore rotation are now doubles and allow values like 12.34. X and Z are no longer center corrected. This means X equals 0 no longer equates to X equals 0.5. Game mode, previously M, no longer allows numerical or shorthand IDs. Limit was C, no longer allows negative values. Use sort equals furthest instead. The name argument now supports spaces, as long as it's quoted. Multiple of the same argument in target selectors is now possible. Tag equals foo, bar, exclamation mark, baz, matches someone with foo, bar, and not baz. Type equals exclamation mark cow, exclamation mark chicken matches something that's not a cow or a chicken. Type equals cow, type equals chicken. Neither one of those are allowed because something can't be both a cow and a chicken. And you can't specify the sorting, and sort equals nearest is the old default. Sorting by distance, default for at P. Sort equals furthest is the reverse for that. Previously you used C equals -5 for this. Sort equals random for random sorting. Default for at R. Sort equals arbitrary is a new option to not sort the result. Default for at E and at A. Specifying scores now looks like scores. Foo equals 1, bar equals 1 to 5. You can test for advancements with advancements equals foo is true, bar is false. Custom, something is criterion, is true. True for they completed the advancement, false for they have not completed the advancement. Alternatively, pass a block of some specific criteria to test for, again, true or false. Blocks. Wherever a block, optionally data and optionally NBT, was required, it's now a single block argument that looks like this. Stone. Minecraft, redstone underscore wire. Power is 15. North is up, south is side. Minecraft, jukebox, record item. Minecraft, furnace, facing equals north. Burn time is 200. ID is required. Though, just as before, if namespace isn't set, it defaults to Minecraft. States are inside. Some parentheses. Comma separated and must be properties and values supported by the blocks. They are optional. Minecraft :stone doesn't exist equals purpleberry is a syntax error because stone doesn't exist. Minecraft redstone underscore wire power is Tuesday is a syntax error because a redstone wire's power is a number between 0 and 15. NBT tag is inside and works just like you'd expect. It's optional. If you test redstone wire power is 15, It only checks power but ignores other states, such as north. In the context of setting blocks, any states you provided will be set, but anything missing out will default depending on the block. If you set redstone wire power 15, it will set power to 15, but north will be a default value. In this case, set to none. There's no such thing as block data being in value in 1.13. It's either a different block or a state. Items. Wherever an item optionally data and optionally NBT was required, it's now a single item argument that looks like this: stone, Minecraft, stick, display, name, stick of untruths. An ID is required, though just as before. If the namespace isn't set, it defaults to Minecraft. There's an NBT tag that's inside, and it works just like you'd expect, and it's optional. Like I said, there's no such thing as an item data value or item damage value in Minecraft 1.13. There's damage where applicable, and it's being moved into the NBT. Any other information is either a separate item or a property in the NBT. And now moving on to mobs. Horses. The model has been changed to be more consistent with other mobs. Some animations, like opening its mouth when grazing, has been removed from the model as well. And now moving on to structures. The witch huts. They now generate with a mushroom inside the flower pot. And previously, the flower pot was completely empty. For others, the controls. Name of key bindings now describes the actual key. For example, the left L button is equal to left button, backslash is equal to the backslash. Options. They remove 3D anaglyph completely. The resource packs. The default resource packs can now be moved up and down on the resource pack selection screen. Planned additions were, of course, commands /modify item. It was supposed to replace /enchant. The syntax is not official yet. The unconfirmed features. The features are not yet confirmed for Minecraft 1.13, but they were mentioned for or showcased by developers during the development. The ability to change biome dependent colors such as foliage, water, and sky without needing mods. New notation to use coordinates based on the rotations or entities. Ability for the recipe book to show smelting recipes. Customizable furnace recipe files. Recipe book design might be changed, and /save -all, /save -on, and save -off will be replaced by /save, /save enable, and /save disable. And of course, /ban, /ban-ip, /ban pardon, and pardon-ip will be replaced by other commands. Now, moving on to 1.14. The upcoming changes for that. The blocks. Coral. They'll be available as a block, slab, and plant. They will be available in 5 different colors, and the textures will be replaced. There will be kelp. They'll grow from the bottom of the water in tall pillars. And now, items. Tridents. They can be thrown at enemies, and they can be enchanted with new enchantments, such as loyalty, impaler, and slipstream. I don't know what any of those do. And of course, dash. Mobs. The monster of the night skies. It was voted in by Watchers of Minecon Earth. It spawns at high altitudes and swoops down in groups of around 3 or 4 to attack players that have not slept in a long time. The player must be above sea level in order to do that. Dolphins. And I forgot to mention the monster of the night skies is the first mob ever to be in the sky, I believe. It's like the first hostile mob. And there will be dolphins. It will frequently jump out of the water and land back in. It'll lead players to sunken treasures, and of course, fish. It'll come in several different colors and or types. They can be picked up in a bucket and placed back down. And when this is performed on a fish, it'll no longer be able to despawn. And so now, 2 underwater creatures, 2 new ones, because previously the squid was the only non-hostile mob that was underwater. And now it's now with dolphins and fish coming in, they will also join the squid as the other passive mobs that are underwater. And of course, now, generated structures. Shipwrecks. They will contain loot chests. Icebergs will contain packed ice and snow, and generate on the surface of frozen ocean biomes. And of course, new biomes, there will be addition of more ocean variants, including warm and cold versions. I'm guessing the warm versions will be the ones made of water, and the cold versions will be ice. And of course, other changes include enchantments are loyalty. They can be applied to tridents. There are impaler, slipstream dash. It'll make the player leap forward, and it only works in water and rain. And of course, plan changes. General water will be able to flow through semi-transparent blocks such as fences and slabs. Items in water will float upwards, and magma blocks placed underwater will produce bubble columns that reduce the water's buoyancy. Spawns in ocean ravines. These will make the player's boat shake when the player sails near it until the player sinks with the boat. These will make the items that are in the water sink too. The player will be able to breathe while in the bubble columns. And that's about it for me. And so yeah, I need to go. And so yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you find this helpful. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you next time.